Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I am still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
LoveLine's meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey there. LoveLine. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. And tonight, our guest is the ghost of Christmas past.
Which one?
None of them.
All right.
So,
It's just me and you, and that's the way I like it tonight.
Yeah.
We'll have the Lords of Acid in here tomorrow night, and then Buster Poindexter will be in here on Tuesday. Buster Poindexter is a guy who's had a lot of albums, done a lot of acting, but I'm not sure what the hell he's been doing for about the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's one of those names that people know. You know, he's that guy. He looks like Dickie from the Boss Tones. As a matter of fact, I think it is Dickie from the Boss Tones.
That's what he's been doing.
As a matter of fact, I think he just gave up the Buster the Poindexter. Buster the Poindexter.
He's been up here before, the Buster Poindexter, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's kind of almost a caricature.
Yeah.
And does like sort of a, I don't know, swinging lounge kind of big band thing. It is Dickie from the Bosstones, I'm convinced. Yeah. And he's been touring so much lately with the Bosstones that we've not seen him as Buster Poindexter. But he'll be in here, and then various artists as the night wears on, or the week wears on, I should say. All right, Drew, you doing all right?
Yeah, fine.
No.
We're not. I was thinking as I walked in here tonight, yeah, we're doing okay. We haven't tried to kill each other yet.
No, but it's early.
Yeah, we have a little break coming up. So
yeah, Drew and I are now on the 7-day-a-week schedule.
Plan.
And let me tell you about the 7-day-a-week plan. And I know it seems brutally obvious, but you have to point this out to people. The 7-day-a-week plan turns into the 14-day plan, then the 21-day plan, then the 35-day plan. And before you know it, it's been like 63 days, and you have sat across and listened to Drew's ass for 3 hours a day, at least, every day of the week.
Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, taking crap from Adam 7 days a week.
We're still in the honeymoon phase. All right, so let me tell you about an amazing thrill that I had. As you know, we had singer, songwriter extraordinaire, and idol of mine, John Hiatt, in here Thursday. It was a dream come true for me, and then I went and saw his show at the El Rey Theater on Friday night, which I'd never been to before, which is a pretty nice venue, and John packed him in and was exquisite, as usual. What a great live performer this John Hiatt is. Anyway, he does his thing, does that finale thing where, you know, you get, oh, Drew, you've never been to a concert. And I guess they don't do this in opera, where the fat chick with the Viking horns walks off the stage, and the conductor walks off, and the violin guy, like, smashes his violin into the oboe and walks off stage. And then the audience starts stomping their feet, and, like, the lights are flashing, and they're clapping, and then the fat chick with the Viking helmet comes back out on stage and, like, belts out another number. Do they do that?
Not typically.
No. Okay. In rock concerts, they do that. So Hiatt came out once and did a little solo thing on the piano, and then came out one more time and played probably his biggest song in terms of got a decent amount of airplay, at least out here. God, it was like 8-10 years ago. I used to hear it on the radio. But Engineer Mike, why don't you fire up the slow turning, and I'll sort of finish the story off.
What is this? This is a recording of that night?
No, I should have snuck in a DAT player or something. I'm just going to recreate it via the CD version.
You're lame.
Well, how the hell was I going to know what was going to happen? And besides, I thought that stuff was illegal. You can't go in and record a concert and then play it on the radio, can you? Unless you talk to somebody.
Do you have to reenact a story? Can't you just tell us the story?
This is like, a true stories of the Highway Patrol or something.
Right, now we're going to have the reenactment of what happened.
Right.
And those are always the lamest part of the show, aren't they?
No, I'm playing the song because I want you to understand how it went. All right, so just
As opposed
listen
to
me.
reenacting.
Oh,
Okay.
shut up, please. Where's Cliff Stack is going to come out in a trench coat and explain things? Where's that Robert Stack?
Robert Stack.
The point is it's the last song of the night. Everyone's up on their feet and they're like dancing around and all right, we're gonna make this work. Thank you, Mike. All right, now it comes to. All right, let's see. Now it comes to this. I'm trying to figure out where he did it on the song. This part where he's talking about the kids banging in the back of the car like Charlie Watts, who's a drummer for the Rolling Stones, Drew.
If you say so.
Okay. Oh boy. All right, let's just listen and then I'll explain what happened. All right, now he starts yelling. After he yells, I got the radio down. Wait, I just wanted to hear that. He starts yelling, Adam, Drew, help me. And everyone was going nuts, or at least I was going nuts.
At least you imagined they were going.
I was screaming like when those kids at the Beatles concerts from the black and white footage of them playing like Ed Sullivan.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed for your family.
And then he starts yelling, Adam, help me! Like again, like 30 seconds later, Drew, and I just creamed in my pants. All right, Mike.
All right, so your life has hit a zenith. This is it.
Yeah.
This is as good as life gets for you.
Yeah. I mean,
didn't I see you the day after that?
Yeah.
You didn't mention it.
I did.
No.
I didn't?
No.
Yeah, because I have such disdain for you, Drew.
You really do. It really shows.
No,
I'm
because
getting insulted.
Shut
finally.
up. We didn't have any time. We were, doing the show.
Yeah, and then we set our.
All right. I knew I was going to tell you tonight. I knew if I told you twice, you'd sit here like a block of wood.
You're right.
As a matter of fact, you already do sit here like a block of wood, like a block of petrified wood. Should we get to the phones?
Yes.
Anyway, it was quite a thrill. Adrienne.
Adrienne. What's going on?
How do you spell your name there, Adrienne?
It's Adirenne.
Adire. Okay.
Adrienne?
Okay, my question is, I've heard Adam talk about how he believes that all women are bisexual, and I'm wondering what the motivation for that statement is, because I'm...
Geez, I don't remember making that one.
No, well, you said...
What we said was that there are fewer barriers to women experimenting bisexually, and that when they do, it less often turns into a homosexual choice.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like that. I mean, the statement more correctly was...
Well, go ahead. Let her make it.
That all women are bisexual.
Mm-hmm. Well, all humans are bisexual. That's sort of established. And that's true. Yeah, that's really most sociologists, anthropologists believe that's the case, but that we develop a very specific sexual orientation through the social context in which we psychologically develop.
Well, no, wait a minute, Drew. You're saying we're not born with proclivity sexually?
We are born with proclivities, but you've heard me say to young people very often that most adolescents, for instance, have same-sex feelings.
Yeah.
That all humans have bisexual instincts and feelings.
Right. We don't all act on them.
And if we lived in a different society, maybe we would, but we don't.
All right.
But then that sounds as if that you could cultivate either or both by society, by media, whatsoever.
Yeah, I think you can to a certain degree. I mean, look at it this way. I believe, and tell me what you think of this. I know we don't have any data to back this up, but I would bet you by the age of 18, now in 1997, a much higher percentage of women have had same-sex experiences, or let's say by the age of 20, than they did
ago. When you were in high school.
50 years ago.
Oh,
I mean, let's do a real study in 1938.
Yeah, huge.
Right?
Yeah, huge difference.
Huge difference. All right. Now, where did that come from? Did some part of the brain just kick in biologically, or does this more have to do with Dennis Rodman's work?
I
you know what I'm saying?
Some of it is acting out from bad family systems, really. I mean, some of it is a confusion of one's sexual orientation because people never complete their development because the family systems are so chaotic. And that's where a lot of this comes from today, I think.
All right,
and then society doesn't do anything to help people, to guide them in sort of more contained directions.
I would think that society really is, especially lately, within the last few years, it's
contributing,
guiding, especially women, in a certain direction.
I think it's just not. It's not assisting in containment, I think, is how I'd put it.
I don't understand what you mean by that.
Well, that people have a lot of chaotic feelings these days and a lot of confusion about everything emotional, including their sexual orientation. And society is not doing. In fact, it's doing the contrary. It's adding to the confusion rather than helping people contain disturbing and confusing affect.
See, there used to be a day, and I long for these days, where if you acted out, you got like the nail that stuck up got hit with the hammer. What I mean is
you got a consequence.
Yeah, I mean, if you were sort of causing trouble, they put you out in the middle of town and they flogged you, or they put a scarlet letter on you, or they made it. You were ostracized. You were shunned. I like those days.
Well, you know what?
Now, everyone's got to do their own thing.
Yeah,
hey, they're just expressing themselves.
Both are bad. That's the reality. That somewhere in between, we need to take into account sort of a more realistic spectrum of human behaviors, and society needs to create forces that move people in a healthy direction rather than contribute to unhealthy choices. How about that, Adrienne? We're getting close. So that's what I feel.
All right, what's your problem? You into chicks?
I'm beginning to wonder if maybe I am, but but I haven't cut myself off from men either.
Right. Well,
it's been more of a situation where, I mean, I'm 27 years old, and this is something that has only happened within the last few years. I mean, from what I've heard, from what I've read, anyone who is gay has made that kind of decision or has that feeling, when in their teens, early 20s.
Not always.
In my late 20s.
Some people, you've never had any feelings prior to this?
No. The last few years.
Is it with one person, one particular person?
No, actually with no person, with a nameless, faceless person. So someone who doesn't exist. I haven't had any kind of fantasies.
Are you in the middle of therapy or something?
Mystery lesbian.
Are you in the middle of therapy or anything?
No, not at all.
Well, so what? So go experiment.
I mean, you're an adult.
All right.
If you were 14, we wouldn't say experiment. If you're 27, we'd say, well, these may be valid feelings.
But if you're married and you have kids, don't.
Don't, yeah.
All right. Hey, Drew. That was good.
Right on.
What I done there. Christine.
Hey.
Hey, you're 20.
Yeah.
What's your question?
I have a question. Are there calories in semen?
You remember we last had this question?
Yeah. When did we have this question last?
On the balcony of that huge hall in Colorado.
Oh, right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And somebody stood up and said, somebody told me that a semen has 2,000 calories. And I thought to myself, that is what I'm going to tell my daughter.
Yes. Hell, make it 5,000.
Yeah, that it has 5,000 calories.
It's like eating frosting right out of the can, sweetheart.
I mean, I could say it was electrified and it wouldn't have as much impact as that.
And let me tell you, you come up with some fancy term like clinging calories. These are 2,000 you can never get rid of. You can't sweat them off. You can't burn them off. They're just there. You can't even suck them out.
Unfortunately, the reality is it has virtually none.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Bye.
How much...
2,000 calories.
How many guys you got to be with before you're actually worrying about the calorie properties of semen? You know what I'm saying? I mean, even if it was the same as 10 cc's of just sugar-ridden lard, even then, wouldn't you really?
Yeah.
Have to be on a bit of a roll?
I mean, it's basically
orally.
It's mucopolysaccharides. It's like what comes out of your nose when you blow it. Similar stuff. So if that had a lot of calories, we should all be blowing our nose as a way of losing weight.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no way I could get my mouth up to my nose. Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about now. Keith.
Yes.
You're 26.
Okay, when I was about 11, my grandfather was trying to promote sex on me. Not with me, telling me that it would clear up my skin and I would sleep better at night.
The sex or masturbation?
Well, he was telling me sex, but I wasn't interested in that then. So certain
cultures start in on that in young adolescent males.
Yeah, it led me to masturbate.
What's that?
I started to masturbate.
Yeah.
Right then and there while he was telling you the story? Because that's a... I've
always found that, again, in cultures that do this, they really objectify women. And it's just, hey, the boy he's not quite right. Let's get him a guy, get him a woman. Just some object that he can relieve himself and clear his skin.
Yes.
And it's not good.
Where's your grandpa from?
He was from Poland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if that's one of the cultures Drew's talking about or not. Any of those old world countries.
Yeah.
But the problem that I'm having today is a few years after that, my acne cleared up just with age. But I became somewhat addicted to masturbating because it put me to sleep at night.
You've called the right man.
So and now it's like 15 years later, and I cannot fall asleep without masturbating. It's not even pleasurable for me anymore. Like, I kind of have to do it to fall asleep. And last year I went to a doctor, but I left out the masturbating part, which I shouldn't have. And they prescribed Klonopin for sleeping disorder.
Yeah,
And now I'm addicted to that and to masturbating.
Oh, gee. That's nice.
Can you get addicted to that Klonopin?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you give him? Was it that big a problem that you had to take that hardy a drug?
I just said I couldn't sleep.
Klonopin is actually a good choice for sleep disorders. It is not a very addictive sleeping aid, but if you take it long enough, you will become dependent.
Is that the same stuff you scored us?
No.
Oh, it isn't?
No.
Sorry, man. Anyway, Drew and I do a little traveling. It's important.
So how do I wean myself off of this?
That's an interesting choice of words.
How long have you been on it for? Well,
I'm not talking about the drug. I can probably get off.
He's trying to wean himself off the wean. He's been on that. Did you start when you were 11?
Probably 12 and a half.
All right, so you have a good 13, 14 years under your belt.
Yeah.
Just under your belt. All right, I'm done with my bizarre puns, Drew.
Thank you.
How about compromising and having yourself earlier in the day, like I do? I take it is the culinary. It is the masturbatory version of what brunch is. is what I do. I got breakfast, brunch, lunch. Here's what I think you should do, Drew. What do you think of this?
I think
he starts doing it earlier and earlier and further away from his bedtime. Now, the first time, he does it like 10 minutes before.
Right.
And then he goes to 15, then 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not all in the same night. You'll chafe, but you know what I'm saying, Keith? You go to eventually, a month from now, you're masturbating at 4:30 in the afternoon. And then you won't associate it with sleep.
Right.
But the problem then is that I'm still doing it to get to sleep, and I'm not doing it for a pleasurable experience now.
No, you'll be doing it. You'll be doing it at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You do it at 4:30 in the afternoon. You're doing it for pleasure.
Yeah.
You see
Otherwise, you won't do it.
But if you do it right before you go to bed, then that's what you need to go to bed. If you do it a half hour, watch a half-hour TV, and then go to bed, then you'll eventually not associate that.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Of course, good luck getting the remote out of the hand. David.
Hey, how's it going?
You're 22. You're driving a semi.
Yes, I am.
I know what a tractor sounds like.
How's it going?
Good.
Good. Hey, my question is,
Hold on. What?
Just wondering where he is. It's
where am I?
Yeah, where are you?
I'm on the 605.
All right. Nothing.
Not as romantic as you envision.
Really? Is that loud?
No. I mean, Drew pictured you going through like a Coors commercial, through Rocky Mountain beer country, and family of bears to the right, snow-capped mountains to the left, pine forest straight ahead.
No, it's just L.A. All right. My girlfriend's been seeing her for like 5 months, and she tells me she has lesbian dreams about the girls are faceless, and she starts to go down on her, and right when she gets there, she wakes up. And I'm wondering if I should turn around, because I'm on the way to her house right now. I'm wondering if I should just turn around, or what that's all about.
There's two schools of thought here. A is, big deal. Everybody has dreams. A lot of people have same-sex dreams, so on and so forth. Who cares? Okay, that's number one. Number two is she's telling you about her same-sex dreams, which may be a way to sort of broach that subject. You know what I'm saying?
Or whatever that subject means to her.
But maybe she wants to get into that a little bit, and it's a real easy segue to say, I had this dream about this.
Or maybe she was abused in some way and wants to sort of get to that and share that. Something.
Okay, well, I've asked her about that, if she would ever do that and everything, and she said there's a way, and and all this stuff.
But here's an interesting thing to ask her, and I'll put him on hold, but he can still hear us, and that way we don't have to hear BJ and the Bear back there, which is Drew's favorite show from the late 70s. Stacks. It's two blonde twins with huge jugs.
What is that?
BJ and the Bear?
Yeah.
Was BJ, a good-looking truck driver. The Bear, which was the monkey. And then Stacks, which was this, like, big busty, one of the Landers sisters, not the Dear Abby Landers, but Landers twins, who did all their best work on the Love Boat and all the shows. Remember those really good-looking, kind of slutty twins from the 70s? Too much eyeshadow. Always wearing a pair of, dittos and roller skates.
Right.
All right, anyway. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Here's what you should say to her. I mean, you tell me what you think of this.
All right.
I think you should say to her, not only... what do you think this dream means? And I'm not judging you. I'm just curious what your take on it is. And number two, what do you think you telling me the dream means?
Yeah.
I mean, normally when somebody has a dream that's a little bit embarrassing or a little bit bizarre, they oftentimes keep it to themselves. Like I dreamed that I was trapped under a coffee table and Drew Carey was urinating on me last night.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you telling us that?
I was using it as an example, thus using myself as a bit of a martyr.
I see.
He lived on Laurel Canyon in North Hollywood with his mom in an apartment, much like the one my dad used to live at.
In the dream.
Yeah. I was wondering why a guy was making good money, was still living at home. Turned out he was a little bit out of control. Somehow I tripped and got caught under a coffee table. It was almost like being in like a dog carry-on cage, you know, the four legs around you and sort of under. Yeah. And he urinated on me. Do you think that means anything?
Yeah, something. I'm processing.
You know, the beauty of my dreams is there's no doubt that they're bizarre and twisted and that they're, fueled from hell.
Yes.
But they're so damn twisted that even trained minds can't take a stab at them. You know what I mean?
No, they're usually transparent. They're pretty simple once you get away from all the color.
But what does Drew Carey urinating on me have to do?
We'll get to it.
You know, the thing that's funny about me is, like, I'll see Drew Carey and I'll be mad at him next time I see him.
Right.
Because
he peed on you.
Well, he certainly tried. A lot caught the coffee table, Drew, and some went into the fruit bowl. But, yeah, I did get hit. We'll be back. Oh, hey, Mike.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Really? LoveLine will be right back to deal with inflamed, sensitive areas. WEBN, Cincinnati.
Hey, this is Fiona Apple, and you're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, she is there. Yeah, we can start listening to this, Drew. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew. And it's back to the phones we go. Adam?
Yes, sir.
You're 18.
Yes, I am. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
All righty then.
Drew, I have a comment for you real quick.
Yeah?
Dude, you on Charles Grodin. What the heck, dude?
Why should I...
I mean, he is like... He doesn't even know what he's talking about, and you were just stupendous. I'm sorry. I love you, Drew. You're just like... Everything you say...
Well, thank you. But I shouldn't be on that show, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, Adam and I have I didn't know what I was getting into, frankly, and Adam and I decided we're not going on that show anymore.
Well, let me explain how these shows work. When they call you, they do stuff like this, first off. You get a call. Hi, my name is Tina Braswanski. I'm with Charles Grodin Show. Charles would be delighted if you... Okay. Then you go on the show and you realize Charles has mispronounced your name. It's Dr. Jew and Adam A. Hola. I mean, he doesn't know. So for the first part is Charles wouldn't be delighted. Charles doesn't remember you from the last time you were there, and he didn't like you that time either. The number two thing they don't tell you is they've called First off, 15 other people dropped out before they called you.
Are you serious?
This is my suspicion. Because after all, we are B celebrities. And number 2, they call 8 other people and put them on the show with you. So the call you get, which is, Charles is a big fan of the show.
Well, and
Charles
then they
would be honored if you
to me,
came
they
out.
start quoting all kinds of substance. Yes, we're going to have a thorough discussion of the issues of family in America.
We'd like to
great. I'd like to participate in that.
attack social mores and talk about it. And then you get on there and, hey, it's Rip Taylor, everybody. You're sandwiching between Mother Love and Rip Taylor. And that's
exactly right.
Who was that guy from E.T.? He had, like, no business at all.
Well, believe me, he wasn't first on anyone's list either. Don't think they don't ask for, George Clooney.
Oh, I know they don't.
No, they do.
That would be like...
They do. They just work their way down.
And then that's like at the very bottom of the list.
Well, here's what it is. And I've just come up with a mathematical equation, and I think I figured this out, Drew. And here's how all these shows work. You either have one George Clooney, or you have a seventh of George Clooney.
And 7 of those.
Which is Drew. Yeah, and collectively, you still don't really make one, but you make like one guest collectively. Now, Drew, in my book, you're 2 7s.
Oh, thank you. God bless you.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay, is smoking marijuana, is it bad for you? I mean, what's the real side effects of,
occasional use is probably not going to hurt anybody. Okay. Chronic daily use over years definitely hurts airways.
Okay.
You get a sort of a chronic bronchitis type picture.
What would that entail, like
but it's all right because you don't really need to breathe when you're high all the time, do you, Drew?
Like an emphysema type picture.
Well, what are you doing? When you're high, you're not a triathlete.
You don't breathe. All right. That there is definitely some effect on the central nervous system, the majority of which appears to be reversible. And there is definitely a severe addictive disease. And the people that are prone to addiction, almost without exception, have a family history of alcoholism.
Yes, unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, not all alcoholics become marijuana addicts. The sort of essential syndrome of marijuana addiction is an immediate euphoria when you first get high from the drug, which is usually the 3rd or 4th time you use it, and then persistent preoccupation thereafter.
I'm off the weed now, Drew.
Good.
Can't score. Terry.
Hello.
You're 19. What's going on?
My husband wants to have a threesome, and I'm willing to do it for him, but I want to know if it would affect our marriage at any time.
What do you think?
I think it will.
Yes, it will.
We have a 1-year-old daughter.
Oh, please. Tell him to...
How old is he?
He's 25.
Hold on a second, Terry.
Okay.
I was at a bookstore today just buying a car magazine, but I was, I always feel, I'm such an idiot. I'll go into a bookstore and I'll go right for the magazine rack and then stand there and look at Road and Track or, some porno publication for an hour and a half and then walk out and I realize, hell, I didn't have to go to a bookstore to do this. And so what I'll do oftentimes is go look at another legitimate book to sort of satisfy either God or the manager at the bookstore so I don't look like a guy just walked in and stood by a magazine rack.
Right.
By the way, which I could have went to the 7-Eleven or the Circle K and looked at the stupid Lowrider magazine over there. But so I'll go look in our magazine. Anyway, so I was looking at a book about these 2 teenage kids that just went and killed this old lady and just stabbed her repeatedly. It's a true story, one of these crime books. And, the kids were abused and they had a broken home and just decided to be nice to kill somebody. And I just really started thinking about the parents of these kids and how not even in a removed way, they are responsible for the murder of this woman.
Directly responsible.
Right. When you have a dog and they go out and the dog goes out and tears up a neighbor or two, they put the dog down, which they have to do, which these animals need to do now.
And then they go after the owners.
Then they go right to the owners, and then they destroy these people. They garnish their wages, whatever it is, sue them, whatever it takes, because they are the people that created the dog.
And
let it loose.
But the only defense
on
society the rest of us have is to have consequences so people don't create these kinds of beings.
Right.
So society, again, somebody asked me last night, what can you do to create impact on society? And I thought, at least we're trying to change the culture and stuff. But you know what? The government has to change. That's it. Has to change. There has to focus on creating forces that make people behave in a healthy way.
Right.
That's all.
Now, here's how this ties into Terry. Terry's 19. She's already married. She already has a kid. Lord knows there'll be one or two more on the way. Perhaps she'll get a bun in the oven during the threesome. The hubby's obviously a little immature, a little out of control. Break up, broken marriage, a kid unattended to, and then he goes off and becomes the potential serial killer of the year 2000 and beyond. Terry?
Uh-huh.
See, I got your future all mapped out. Now, your husband is how old again?
25.
25. And why did you get married so early?
Pregnant.
I'm not sure. I love him, and I thought it would be the best for me.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you been married?
Going on 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And how's your family doing? Your mom and dad?
Actually, I don't talk to I talk to my mom, but I don't talk to my dad.
How come?
He doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
How come?
Well, him and my mom broke up, and he just went on his own way. He was always abusing us, always hitting us.
All right, see, there's the guy.
Let's get him.
Let's go get him.
Send your team out.
All right.
You got to create this team.
And I have guys. They're big Samoan guys in Hawaiian shirts with pork pie hats.
But how about the
dark wraparound Ray-Ban sunglasses? And what the hell's going on there?
Hello.
All right, Terry.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I know Commissioner Gordon's calling you, but don't do this. And tell your husband, refuse to do this, please.
And tell your husband to start working on this relationship and have some respect for you. And don't do anything for him. Do things for the relationship, for the family. I mean, don't do things that he wants to do that you really don't want to do that could destabilize your relationship and your family.
Boy, he found himself a nice little victim there.
Yes.
Here's the deal. I don't want to sound like some old fogey who's against everything that feels good. Lord knows I condone most of that stuff. And I don't mind a threesome. And, jeez, God knows I don't mind a threesome. And Drew over here doesn't mind a threesome either. People don't realize that Drew is not opposed to it conceptually. If you're, having a little Club Med vacation with you and one of your buddies, and you put a condom on, and you run into the chick who's hosting over at the Tiki Hut, and the chick who teaches scuba diving, or the guy who teaches scuba diving. You guys all want to roll around in the sand. God bless you, and I don't think Drew has a problem with that either.
I'm a little against it, but because usually the women are kind of acting out and sort of supporting some pathology. But all right. So
what the hell? You're not filming it and selling it.
Yeah, but it's not disaster.
But if you're married,
disaster.
And if you have a kid, that's it. Because it is going to affect the relationship, and then ultimately it's going to affect the kid. And then ultimately the kid is going to affect society, and then that's going to affect my taxes. And I swear to God, if they go higher than 50%, I'm moving to Geneva, and I'm going to be hosting a cheese show. It's called the
Cheese and Chocolate.
Jarlsberg presents. All right, cheese and chocolate. We have like an pa band doing the theme song. It's gonna be great. All right, we'll be back.
The voices are trying to throw me off while I'm trying to concentrate on this.
Okay, you're safe.
Thank you. LoveLine will be right back.
Yeah, everybody on the floor, this is Ice-T. You're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Nobody moves, nobody gets hurt.
Yes, we haven't seen him in a while, have we?
No. And?
He's doing a TV show.
Oh, his own TV?
Well, he's in a TV show. It's like he plays Special Forces FBI. The Practice? He's not in The Practice, the play. Oh, man. Okay, no, it ain't The Practice. But
The Player.
is it The Player?
I don't know.
I know, it's on like
I just thought I'd throw
Fox or
something out there.
UPN.
Because if I feed it into your ear, you'll say it.
Normally I go along with it, but I know the practice is about doctors or lawyers. He plays like a FBI guy. Anyway, who cares? I think it's on Friday nights. Anyway, and maybe you can get him on, and he could clear it up for us.
All right.
All right, hopefully he's not listening. Drew?
Yep.
All right. Janelle,
Yeah.
you're 26.
Yep. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Oh, that's good. I got a question for you guys. I've been together with my boyfriend for 6 years, and we have 2 kids together. And recently, I've been wanting to get married, and he absolutely does not want to get married.
Why?
He says that he doesn't feel that our relationship is stable enough, and that
Why doesn't he work on making it more stable then?
You got 2 kids with the guy.
right.
Wasn't a concern of his when number 2 was on the way?
Well, yeah, that's my point now. You know, I mean, we've been together 6 years. We've had problems, but, you know, we're together now, and we've been together 6 years, and, you know, I want to get married and go on, you know.
Mm-hmm. To get divorced, or
No,
just to go on? I
no, we've both been married before, and so
You were married before you were 20.
yep, I got married when I was 16.
Hold on a second. Hold on. All right, Drew, we got to do some gambling.
I don't have any money.
Oh,
I didn't
for
bring my
Christ's
wallet.
sake. What do you mean you don't have your wallet?
I don't have my wallet.
Listen, man, I saw you leaving Starbucks tonight.
I know. My wallet's in the car. I'm going to go get it?
Go get it.
Right now.
Yeah, come on. Oh, look, we got a dollar in here.
Thank you.
Hey, Drew, nobody gets out to their car faster than you do.
All right.
You're like Jesse Owens going out to that Volvo. You could have got out. You could have been out there and back by the time I got
hear
my
they have a
wallet
device
out.
now that unlock and start your car too.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
you can hook them right up to that alarm
Yeah,
beeper.
I want that.
Yeah, you gotta find one to take care of your wife though. You know, something you could push just to like instant coma. Just Actually, I saw her yesterday. She's a delight.
See?
And your beautiful daughter as well.
Thank you.
All right, let's do, I just thought, see, that's Adam's brain working. Bashed on Drew's wife. May see her over at the TV show. She could be listening tonight. Time to backtrack.
No. Also speaking of the truth.
She gave me a kiss.
Yeah.
It was very delightful. I think she was coming on to me, actually. All right, so we're going to gamble. Oh, boy. There's trouble here. First off, she sounds drunk. Or she just sounds like someone who's into drugs or substances.
Yeah, tobacco.
They all sound like Demi Moore. You know?
Yeah.
She has 2 kids with some guy who she has a semi-turbulent relationship with. Been with this guy since she was 20, already divorced. Yeah. I didn't even know. Married at 16. I guess that's a pretty good run then.
Mm-hmm. 4 years with one guy, 6 years with another.
I'm guessing pretty overt abuse from Papa. Had to get out of the house at 16 to marry. I'm going with physical abuse on Papa.
Okay. Dad, out of control, alcoholic, just chaotic, abusive family. You know what I mean? Maybe abused everybody.
That's kind of mine, isn't it, though, with the abuse?
All right.
Why don't you go sexual?
I'll just go no overt striking, but just alcoholic, out of control dad. Crazy family system.
All right. Janelle?
Yep.
What do you think?
Nope. No, I lost my dad when I was 14.
To what?
Cancer.
Cancer.
And no, I don't use drugs. I'm sick. But no, I lost my dad at 14.
Well, we're sorry to hear that, but we're going to dig something up here. You don't get married at 16.
No, I got married at 16, rebelling against my mom, and because I had been through so much when I was young.
What was so much?
How was? But I know you don't want to disrespect the dead or anything. But how was your relationship with your dad before he passed away?
My dad was very strict. He didn't drink or anything, but he was very strict and
spanked you a lot. Spanked you?
No, but he spanked me, but not, like abusive. Just very strict. He grew up in a very large family, like with a total of 8 brothers and sisters. So, and his family was really strict. And the only thing that I grew up around was with my parents fought, argued a lot.
That's chaotic to some degree.
Yeah, and I think when...
You don't get married at 16 just sort of on a whim. I mean, because, listen, you want to rebel against your mom, you get your navel pierced. Right. Or you dye your hair. You don't go tie the knot.
Right. Navel piercing wasn't in there, no.
How old was the guy you married when you were 16?
He was 18.
Oh, boy. All right. So your dad did strike you, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
I got
All right. I'll take
abuse.
the $2. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I get spanked, but,
All right, but it wasn't the alcoholic, out-of-control environment.
No, not at all.
Yet it wasn't a great environment.
No, right.
All right. There was some chaos there.
Yes.
All right, and you want to get this guy to marry you. And here's my bet with this guy.
Okay.
He's saying... Well, the relationship couldn't handle the marriage. There's still so many things to work out. Yet his way of working it out is watching tractor pulls and American Gladiators while polishing off a Sixer Mickey's. Right? There's no way.
No, he doesn't drink at all. Actually, he's listening to you guys. He's at work right now.
Not a big guy, is he? But he's not dragging you into the couples therapist office to say, well, we'll go ahead and hurry up and work this out so we can get married.
Right.
Well, his marriage, I think his problem, this is what I think. His first marriage lasted all of 3 months. And he really, wanted to be married. And then now it's like he's totally scared to get married again because he thinks that, okay, I got married the first time, 3 months, and then...
That doesn't fit.
No, not really. I mean, it can add to it a little bit. But the bottom line is you have 2 kids. Hell, listen, if you're listening, even if you're going to get divorced in 3 or 4 years, you get married. That way the kids think that you were married, and that way you can get divorced, and that way later on when the kids ask, when friends ask the kids when your folks get divorced, they go, when I was 9, and then you think to yourself, oh, well, they were together for a little while. Not knowing that they got married 18 months before the 9th birthday.
It's just, look, he needs to... He has already created a family.
You're already in.
You're in.
Get married.
You're in. Take it, do what's appropriate for these 3 people whose lives you are dramatically affecting. Let's try to affect them in a proper and positive way.
Sarah, you're 14.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering if there was anything I should know about, navel piercings, what the drawbacks were.
See, that's what Janelle should have been at 14.
Right.
Sarah, yeah, this is what that kind of rebellion is about.
Right.
But I'm not rebelling.
Right.
I just really like it.
Right. What do you want to know? What, if you can get infections and stuff like that?
Yeah, I wanted to know
It's one of the more common sites of rejection, so you get some pretty dramatic local reactions. Red skin, seepage from the wound, and there can be infection, and you can even get serious infections like the flesh-eating bacteria. I mean, they can happen.
Probably won't, but it could.
It would eat my skin.
Good.
Yeah, but that'd be really the ultimate form of rebellion. Walking around with no skin? It's huge. Scab girl. Parents would be pissed. No, Sarah, nothing's going to happen. You can get it pierced.
Well, she's 14.
Oh, you can't get it pierced. You're too young.
Why not?
I don't know. Why not, Drew?
I don't think they can do it. I don't think most places would do it unless a parent were with her.
Well, yeah, but see, my parents were thinking about letting me.
Oh, they are?
All right, well.
Oh, boy. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to, when if my kid on their 13th birthday, we're moving to the mountains, we're going to live like Jeremiah Johnson up there. We're just going to trap, sell pelts, something. The kid's going to be so busy
surviving,
just collecting firewood that they won't even have time to think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. You'll be fine then. No? Hold on a second there. Joanna.
Yes.
You're 31.
I'm 31.
Mm-hmm.
And my doctor put me on antidepressants about 2 years ago. And since that, I have had no sex drive.
Well, Now, you're probably on one of the serotonin reuptake inhibitors like Prozac or Paxil or Zoloft, something like that, right? Zoloft. And that's one of the more common side effects and complaints that people have from this class of medication. If you're interested in staying with the same, you've had a good response with the medicine?
It has really helped me. I had my first baby when I was 28.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you had
after that.
You had a postpartum depression.
Yes, very severely. And about a year after that, he put me on the Zoloft, and my sex life has just been a nightmare after.
But that's that class. There is a medicine called Serazone that works almost exactly the same as Zoloft.
I tried that one, and it made me really sick to my stomach.
You might want to try again, starting at much lower doses.
Did you wash it down with Clamato?
With what?
All right.
Tomato beer.
Oh, there's something called tomato beer?
Tomato beer.
Tomato beer. Is that what you said?
Well, it's basically what Clamato is. It's finally, somebody's taking the zesty taste of tomato juice and married it to the tangy allure of clams.
Clams, yeah.
That is, oh boy. There ain't, you can't be, you got to be albino trash to be into that.
No, but I've talked to my doctors about it, and they just don't seem like it's that big of a deal.
It's a real common.
My husband
it's a real common side effect.
It's a really big deal.
And it's a big deal with everybody when they get this side effect.
It's a big deal with me because I just can't get into the sex drive.
You go back and re-explore other options because there's certainly other medications you could be on. And again, Serazone is a very reasonable alternative to start with lower.
You know what? I hate to say this too, but Joanna, how tough is it to put out? No. You've been married for a while.
Really feeling up to it.
Oh, I never feel up to anything.
No, but it's really shut down with this medicine. People,
listen, when it's really on your mind and you really want to do it, but you just can't get that. You want to.
Going?
I can't explain to you how it is.
People usually have trouble describing it, and they usually describe it as actually being like irritating. Like the whole idea is like, what is he doing?
It's not even that you're neutral to the idea.
It's like a negative. Yeah, it's like, this is irritating. What doesn't make sense even, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, all right.
You want to do it. You want to have sex, but you just.
How about a little oral sex?
Really?
No, I'm not offering myself. I'm saying, to your husband.
I'm saying, I have done that too.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal.
I just thought, okay, I'll just go ahead and do this.
Right. How's that?
Then I think that I don't really give my husband the signals to go ahead and progress past that.
Well, I mean, what if you said this? I mean, hey, I know we don't want to treat it like we're, trading, pelts and beads with the Indians here. But what if you said, listen, I'm on this medication. I'm really not up to the intercourse aspect of it. But if you can squeeze a shot off in under 5 minutes, I'll go down and take care of you.
Right, exactly.
And he'd probably, you've been married for how long?
10 years.
He's in. Count him in for that one. All right, and just do that. That'll take a little the starch out of his sail, and meanwhile she goes back to the doctor. Simple, everyday, working class answers, Drew. That's what I'm about.
Wonderful.
I don't think they're aware of how much they suck.
Hey, that's not very nice. You kissed my mother with that mouth? I mean, your mother? LoveLine will be right back. WEBN.
Drew? Yeah. Would you say you're more techno or dance oriented?
No, I'm techno all the way.
All the way? Yeah. Me too. Mike? Yeah. Put you down for techno? Great. This is LoveLine, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
radio station.
We're the G-spot on your radio dial.
Oh, you're right there.
LoveLine on 102.7.
WEBN, Cincinnati.
Hey, it's the LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician, all that stuff. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Drew, please put outside reading material underneath your seat or desk, and we'll proceed
accordingly.
With the class.
Yeah.
That's what I used to have to tell people when I taught.
Spit out that gum.
Comedy traffic school, ladies and gentlemen. What a gig. What a gig that was. Head out to Whittier. Be there Sunday morning about 8:45. and deal with about 35 students who none of them deserve to be there, of course.
Of course, yes.
And pissed as hell that they were spending a Sunday listening to my ass for 7.5 hours. And basically blamed me for being there because I was the sort of representation of the man.
Wow.
Oh, what a gig that was.
Any good stories?
Because I was really hot for one of the chicks once and pilfered her number off the list.
Ooh.
I know it's a little bit of a boundary breaker there. Called her at home. No, I had a whole story planned about her not properly filling out a piece of paperwork.
And what happened? Her mom answered.
No, got one of those answering machines with the dude's voice on it, and decided not to leave a message. I never really got busted. They used to have DMV guys who'd come monitor your class and bust you, and Lord knows I'd be in a world of trouble because I did not teach according to the code at all. I was actually the world's greatest teacher, so people would walk in my class 2-3 hours late. Sit down. They would start offering up an excuse. I drove all the way out from sit down. The guy over at the traffic department told me we're supposed to be sit down. I don't care. Give me your $35 and sit down. Let's get out of here. One time took the class outside and taught them a lesson about I think friction and aerodynamics using a frisbee for about 3 hours.
3 hours.
One time, went out with a couple of guys who took me out to lunch who were students. We got an hour lunch break. Went out to a Mexican restaurant. Had a couple margaritas and showed up about 2.5 hours later.
Whoa.
I had the key to the classroom, and the entire class was sitting on the curb out in the street waiting for me to come back. But to them, they don't care. Because they're there from, 9 a.m. till 4:30, and whether their instructor shows up with a sombrero, and a lampshade on his head, they don't care. Just as long as the time is spent. But the thing that was funny is I used to teach for a place called Let Us Amuse You, LETTUSUCE. Right. So you know it's good. And they would always tell me, listen, Adam, here's one thing that you're missing. And we instruct all our instructors to do this. You go out there, and the first thing you do is explain to the students your credentials. And, go ahead and embellish them a little bit. How you've been working, you've been on the road, and you've been opening for, this, Billy Crystal or Bill Cosby and Vegas and blah, 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 blah. Make sure they think you're a top-notch stand-up comedian before you begin the class because that's what they're paying for. And I thought to myself, listen here, Tardos, it's Sunday. I'm in Whittier. I'm wearing a clip-on tie. It's 8:45 in the morning. How good is the career going?
Yes.
And how much, you know what I mean? Is Billy Crystal going to take this gig for $95 a day?
Ooh,
no.
$95.
Yeah.
That's big money.
Yeah, but I taught 1.5 classes a week or something, and they're always a million miles away. So the point is how are you going to convince these people you're a big-time stand-up comedian when you're talking to them in some YMCA flop house?
Right, it would impress them even less.
Right. I figure let's not lie. Maybe I'll just be funny and they'll think I'm a decent stand-up instead of trying to talk them into it in advance.
Were you ever funny?
No, it wasn't funny. I think so. Michael.
Hello. Hey, I know what goes good with the clamato is a nice egg salad sandwich.
Yeah. Oh,
that's the beef motto.
Yeah, beef motto, egg salad sandwich,
with
and
a chunks in it.
Nice, maybe pimento sandwich. It's like the white trash Boilermakers where you take the jigger of Mountain Dew and you drop it into the beef motto and shotgun the whole thing down. All right, and that's the last thing I'm going to say about Mountain Dew because I don't want a little talking to from the management.
Yeah, well, anyways.
Apparently Mountain Dew owned by Pepsi. I had no idea.
Well, my question is, how does one not keep choosing the same woman, the dysfunctional, the father's an a-hole, and the mom's real obsessive, and then I go in and I think I can save them from all this hell.
Well, have you really accepted that you can't save them?
Let's see. It's been like the 5th relationship now, and I haven't accepted it.
Well, here's the point. Here's the angle I'd like to work here, Drew.
Yeah.
If you can pull yourself away from the reading material for just one moment. Oh, look at you, Drew. You've become very casual. And I found this with myself. The saner I get, the further along in life I get, the better I do in my career, whatever the hell I'm trying to do, the better women I tend to choose.
Right.
So instead of sitting around and working on a very specific problem you may have or flaw, work on your career, work on your relationships with family, friends, whatever. I mean, I don't want to sound too trite here, but what I'm saying is get yourself, elevate yourself, and then you start going. I mean, there's a reason why guys who are very successful and do real well and are very accomplished. Well, no, wait, I shouldn't say that because they was going out with the cokeheads.
Well, yeah,
But at least they're good looking.
People make the same errors at whatever level, at whatever stage in life they are.
All right,
in.
I don't want to equate it to money then. What I want to equate it to is do the work on yourself.
So he feels better about himself, so he doesn't need to feel good about himself by fixing somebody else. That's part of it.
The saner you are, the saner your decisions are.
Yeah, the better your decisions are, right?
Right. And whether that be a relationship or when to call in the designated driver, whatever it is, you just make better decisions.
I mean, there's sort of two issues in somebody that behaves like this. One is that one's self-worth is not good, and it's a way of making oneself feel better by picking somebody lower on the PRS scale and then fixing them.
The PRS is a personal rating system.
Right.
Yeah.
It's your scale.
I really took Drew down last time we tried that too.
I understand that keeps coming up.
Yeah.
And that he probably really has never individuated from his family or his mom even. And so he sort of looks for these fused dysfunctional relationships.
Mary Kay?
Uh-huh.
You're 19.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Well, I just moved to Utah and from Idaho about 3 weeks ago.
They're the same place to me, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Evidently they are to her too.
I was engaged in Idaho, and I just came down here to stay a weekend with my sister. Well, I got convinced to stay down here in Utah, and I met this guy before I came down here, and he lived in Utah, and I kind of fell in love with him.
Well, hold on. You met him before you came to Utah?
Yeah.
It was this coincidence that he lived in Utah?
Well, yeah. He knew my sister, and I guess he wanted to meet me.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
Saw your picture or something around the apartment.
Uh-huh.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Hey, Drew, how about some kudos here?
Brilliant.
Thank you. I should just... Hey, here's a new idea for a show. Phone police. No, let's see. Lieutenant operator. Well, we'll work out the name. The point is just,
Still coffee and donuts. Still coffee and donuts.
Coffee and donuts, but we solve crime over the phone.
Yeah, forensic operators.
Yes.
Forensic talk show hosts.
Right. We just solve crime, but we never actually go out in the street.
And there's all these great stories that revolve around stuff that we get involved with, we peek into through the phone line.
This is brilliant, Drew. I guess someone's got to write this down. All right, so, but didn't you say you were engaged in Idaho?
Yeah, I was.
What was that all about? Why didn't that work out?
Well, I really don't know, because I just got up and left one week and didn't tell my fiancé.
Oh, you didn't break up with them or anything?
Nuh-uh.
You took the ring?
I have the ring still, and...
Okay.
What is the deal?
I don't know. I fell in love with this other guy down here in Utah that was calling me in Idaho, and I don't know. But he's married. This other guy is married, and that his marriage is not even working out at all.
Really? You sure it's not in full bloom, his love? Him calling different states based on pictures he saw at some chick's house to see if he could wrangle up some new trim to come on out to
Quite a quality
Utah?
man, Mary Kay. I understand why you'd be overcome by this man's
Actually, it's commonplace in Utah, Drew.
How old is the guy?
He's 25.
Mary Kay, this is a mess.
What the hell are you thinking, Mary Kay?
I don't know.
Well, what kind of guy is your fiancé or your ex-fiancé?
Well, my fiance, he's 40. He's old enough to be my dad.
Why?
Why? I have no idea.
Why? How did that happen?
Born in 1957,
yeah, how did that happen?
right?
You ended up being with such an older guy.
I have no idea. I just, like I said, he called me one day from...
Well, you sound like somebody that...
No, wait. How'd you get hooked up with the 40-year-old? He called you one day, too?
No, my sister...
Your sister again?
What is up with this woman?
Where is your sister?
God forbid my
right
sister
now?
should get me some trim.
Which one?
You have a bunch of sisters.
I got a bunch... Oh, boy. And where's your dad?
My dad, he's in Idaho.
Mm-hmm. Did he do anything weird to you or your sisters?
No.
No?
What are you hesitating about?
Huh?
Why do you hesitate?
What does my husband say?
Okay.
Why do you hesitate?
It's a word that means slowed down.
Stopped.
Okay, like, what do you mean, hesitate about what?
Okay. All right, Mary Kay?
What?
We're going on far too long about this. You're making a world of bad decisions. I don't suspect that Drew or myself are going to talk you out of these. So here's what I want you to do.
All right.
Use a little LoveLine reverse psychology here. I command you to marry the guy who summoned you to Utah. I would like you to marry him and let his wife and family be damned and take up with him and move in with him immediately. Okay?
I'm trying.
Okay.
No. Oh, my God.
Oh, Mary Kay, what the hell's wrong with you?
I don't know.
All right, but you know, I can guarantee you will be divorced by the time you're 21.
And abused and beaten. I mean, this is a mess. Mary Kay, really, settle down, take it easy, and go back to school. Just cool out.
Go back to school.
Or go to school for a few years. Cool out, figure out who you are, watch your boundaries. You have none.
Hold on.
Watch your victimizers.
I want to see if I can just break through here for a second. Mary Kay, you ever watch those daytime talk shows like Jerry Springer or Sally Jesse or shows like that? I imagine you're not sitting around watching McNeil Lair on PBS, right? You watch those shows.
I have no idea what they are.
Okay, you know those shows, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know all those idiot white trash types who end up getting into bizarre love triangles and divorces and abortions and all that?
Uh-huh.
You know it's a big mess?
Yeah.
That is where you're heading. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just notifying you of that. Now, if you want to keep heading that way, go right ahead. We're just telling you now.
We suggest you not.
We suggest you don't. Okay? That's all we're putting out to you.
All right.
All right. Good luck. And next time you see your dad, kick him in the groin. Because he did you did you wrong
yes,
somehow.
Something went wrong.
Something's wrong. Whether you want to blame nature or nurture. Either way, I hold him responsible. A guy out in Utah saw a picture of her, sent for her. She left her fiance. What is it?
40 years of age.
Here's what I wish. I wish that all the effed up people in the world would just crawl inside their little shell and become like agoraphobic or something. Don't you, Drew? Why is it the more effed up you are, the more people you got to get married to, the more people you got to have kids with, the more drunk driving you got to do, the more fist fights you got to get in,
right?
The more felonies you have to be involved with. You know what I'm saying?
See,
what is that? Whatever happened to just crawling inside a hole?
Well, there was a time when society didn't tolerate that stuff, you know, and now that we do, and hey, they're just doing their own thing. Yeah, it's free to be me. You know?
Yeah, that's the genius of the Jerry Springers. And
no, it's the genius of the baby boom generation. Thank you.
All right. Jason.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason, right now, real quick, we're going to hang up. What's going on?
Okay. Hey, I have like a long history.
Oh, boy, you don't know how close you came, Jason, with that attitude of yours. All right, you have a long history
of diabetes in like my family.
Yeah.
And I've been like wanting to get like my eyebrow and tongue pierced.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad tells me that like if in the future if I ever get diabetes, since you know family and everything, if I ever get it, that I'll like regret it.
Regret the piercings?
Yeah, because putting holes in my body.
I don't know that is true, actually.
Dad had a nice angle working.
I know. I've got to listen. We got to be honest.
Probably isn't even any diabetes in the family, for Christ's sake.
If you were diabetic presently, I would say absolutely you are putting yourself in harm's way.
Why?
Your immune system doesn't work normally when you're diabetic.
Oh, okay.
And so you're much more prone to infection, and particularly near the head, you don't want infections, or in and about the head. But to think that if you had a piercing, you would later be prone to infection of a epithelialized or healed piercing if you became diabetic, I don't think that is true. And even if it were, you take the piercings out, they close in hours anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So were you to become diabetic, you could take out the piercing. So I'm not, it's an interesting thought, and I hope it discourages you from having a piercing. But it says here you wanted a tongue and an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Both scary piercings to me. Eyebrow, the most likely to reject. Tongue, the most likely to cause disaster.
All right.
So.
All right,
Jason. I'm sure it'll help with the depression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the antisocial behavior.
That'll ease the pain. Oh yeah. Jason, when people see you with that hoop in the brow and the spear in the tongue, the dumbbell in the tongue, they're going to come flocking. You'll probably get a raise.
Get a bench position in the judgeship.
Teachers will move you right up to the head of the class. It's all doors will open when they see you walking around that way. All right, Jason.
All right.
Good luck. Have fun working at the video store, by the way. That's the only place that employs these people. Thank God for the video store. I don't know what it is, and I don't know who decided. There's two things in life I got to figure out before I'm done, Drew.
All right.
I have to figure out, A, why video stores will hire the dregs of society, the misfits.
They're not dregs.
The androgenites.
They're just colorful.
They're people who are trying to express something via an appearance, which I always I count them as flawed. Anyone who tries to get a message across.
I have some empathy for that. That could be just.
All right, listen. You didn't go to the old Odyssey video there in North Hollywood, and it was like
that's a porno video world.
They had to me it was, but there were other movies that were rented there that were legitimate. Drew, it just happened to have a very extensive porn collection. It was like a blimp hanger that kept that stuff in. Boy. If you couldn't find it there, I think they actually made porn on the site and just delivered it direct, and it cut out the middleman. The point is,
how many people are we wanting around that? I almost want to go see this just to witness this.
It's very extensive over there. Yeah, but the point is that place. It was like a Rocky Horror Picture Show over there.
The people walking around.
Yes, one guy behind the counter could never figure out what his sex was. He was Boy George long before Boy George was around. And, top hats and eyeliner, and it was just a disaster. But okay, so that's the one thing I got to get to the bottom of is why video stores employ these folks, and not the good Christian ones like Blockbuster and stuff, but just your basic video stores. They become a haven for the misfits of society. The other one is the realtors with their picture all over the place. You know what I'm talking about?
You mean all over the advertisements?
All over the advertisements, whether it's a billboard. Hey, it's Mike Flanagan, a realtor of Sherman Oaks, and there's big old fat-ass Mike with the mustache and losing the hair, and you know what I mean, stuffed into a jacket he wore in college.
Yeah, what is that?
What do I care what the guy? What am I going to do? Date the guy? Just go find the effing condo, Mike. Are you running for Senate? Or are you just figuring out how much I should be putting down? When you get the realtor thing in the mail, it's got a picture, male or female. Look, I can understand if you're exceptionally good looking and you thought that may be an in. But most of these old yentas, these old women, they're in their 50s, and there ain't much to look at, and the guys ain't much to look at.
And they all look the same.
And they all look the same. Yet, if you find a realtor, you will see a picture. And no other business does this. It's not like, hey, it's Larry the plumber, we got to see his picture, or the guy who works, down at the, veterinarian office or something. There's his picture. No, realtors, they're pictures all over the place.
At least in this part of the country. I wonder if that's the same everywhere.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, some of these guys they're becoming celebrities. Anyway. All right, Drew, let's go to break. And why don't you sell the next call, please?
Ashley, this isn't a very good one to sell.
Well, why don't you sell it good?
Why don't we talk to a 26-year-old Roy about his 40-year-old girlfriend?
All right, that's good.
I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll.
Shenanigans.
Chips, dips, chains, whips.
Shenanigans.
High school orgy type of thing.
LoveLine, I'll be right back. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Hi, this is Andy Bell.
And that was Mr. Vincent Clark from Eurasia.
You're listening to LoveLine, so don't go away.
Yes. I haven't heard that one before, I don't think. All right. Phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Madam Girl is Dr. Drew. And where are we going here, Drew?
3.
3? Yeah. Okay, yeah, I saw that, but I thought that's the one you didn't want to sell.
No, 2 is one I didn't want to sell.
All right, so we sold 3.
Yeah.
All right. Roy.
Hey, how's it
Here's
going,
the beauty of LoveLine. It's like I remember when I was a kid, they had those models of those clear models of the human anatomy or how
the invisible man or the visible man,
internal combustion engine works.
Right.
We do the only radio show where we actually talk about the parts we should be either writing down or pointing at.
Right. The stuff that should happen automatically.
Right. We actually talk you through it.
Yeah.
So you get a feel for what's going on in here.
Right.
All right, Roy. What's
Well, I'm 26 and I'm seeing a woman. She's 40. And what I was wondering is, this got a chance in hell of lasting.
You tell us. How's it going on?
Well, it seems that
she's not going anywhere. I can tell you that.
It's downs.
The what?
It's got its ups and its downs.
What are the downs?
I mean, we get along fine, and then
what are the
next
downs?
minute we're fighting.
Why are you fighting?
Just petty stuff.
What kind of relationships has she had in the past?
Well, she's been married twice.
Yeah, that's been my experience. Women that date men a lot younger than themselves. They are sort of perceiving the men as less threatening, the relationships as less real, so they're less vulnerable, and the guys are sort of more objectified. And that's kind of what you're going through.
Well,
I think the reason it's getting chaotic now is that there's a genuine relationship developing. It's not what she counted on.
Here's what they do. They go, oh, boy, that's it for men.
Yeah, never
I've
again.
had it with men.
All men are
Oh,
jerks.
boy.
Yeah.
The first husband's a bastard. The second one's a gambling, cheating, drinking, sodomizing, clown sniffing SOB. Forget it. No, I'm done with men.
Yeah.
6 months goes by. Hey, I'm horny. Oh, boy. Now I got to be with a guy.
I'm lonely is usually what it is.
Yeah, I'm lonely. Sorry, Drew. That's code for horny. I got to be with a guy. What do? But I hate guys. But I need some companionship and a little loving. I know what I'll do. I'll go out with a guy that there's no way I'll marry.
Right. There's no way I'll get involved with even.
Right.
And now, so she's getting involved now, and that's why there's a little bit of chaos getting into the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just killing time with me now.
No, I think she's actually getting involved. That's why the ups and downs have started to develop.
Now it's getting drawn in.
Yeah.
Right.
How long you been together? About 6 months?
Well, about 10.
Mm-hmm. I don't count the first 4 months of any relationship.
Okay, then 6 months.
6 months.
Right.
Thank you, Roy.
Sorry to disagree.
That's all right. You didn't know about my policy.
No, I didn't.
And if you'd been together 11 months, I wouldn't count the first 5 months of the
okay. As long as it balances out.
Yeah, but that seems about right, because you're coming up on a year.
Right.
And something that maybe neither one of you thought would last has turned out to be coming on to a year.
Yeah.
And now there's going to be, now the real feelings are coming around.
And then she's ambivalent, and now she, probably wants to get married but can't because he's 26, and she blames him, and it's just a mess. But, these things can work out. They can. Not saying it can't. You got to make a decision. Do you want to hang with this or not?
Yeah, and she's certainly mature enough to be able to. I mean, it's not like you're dealing some 19-year-old who hasn't sewed her.
Although we also know this is somebody who has difficulty with intimate relationships.
2 divorces. Yeah. Joseph.
Yes.
You're 19.
I am 19.
What's going on?
Okay, here's the problem. It's sort of a convoluted story, but okay, I went out with this girl for like a week, maybe, like minimal time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't talk for a while because it was sort of a messy breakup, etc. And
how can you break up when you've only dated a week?
That's what I'm saying. It's exactly
how messy could that be?
Talk to her again.
Okay.
And but we have class together, so I saw her again. And through a mutual friend, we went out to pizza together, and she was in the back seat. And when I got out of the car, and she got out of the car, I looked in the back seat, and this book I'd lent her was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had this ultimate feeling there was something wrong with it. So I opened it up, and there's a little note in the inside saying, "I'm sorry, take care of yourself, etc." Then I flipped through the book, and on every single page, she wrote, "I love you, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm sorry, I love you, I'm sorry."
She wrote what?
"I love you, I'm sorry."
I just wanted you to say it for the 75th time, that's
Okay,
all.
sorry.
That's all right.
The feeling of it.
So you had sex with her?
No.
So you never had sex?
No.
So you just had a couple of dates?
Yeah.
How old is she?
18. Should I take out a restraining order? Or?
Was it an Edgar Allan, was it a collection of Edgar Allan Poe poems or something? Because a lot of his had that theme, and perhaps there's some confusion here.
It'd be easier if it was. No, it's just...
You know, you can't smile once in a while, Drew.
I was just thinking then he could point to the nevermore.
All right, Drew was using a spraying there. I'm sorry. All right, so she's a little out of control.
Yeah, a little.
And maybe it was, good instinct not to continue getting involved with her.
That's what I felt.
But the fact is you didn't sleep with her.
Yeah.
Well,
which is good.
But
yeah, oh yeah, oh boy.
Always not equal a restraining order either.
No, I don't think you need a restraining. What is she? Has she threatened you in some way? She just
no,
is behaving.
But I'm just frightened. You know?
Because of this book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but she hasn't said anything.
She probably got it out of her
inclusive.
system.
Yeah, she is. Yes, you're right. It's outlandish behavior, and it's a little spooky when people have the capacity to behave in ways that sort of leave you fantasizing that there's sort of no boundaries to their behaviors. But this is not her coming over with an axe and destroying your front lawn or something. I mean, this is
right.
This is an obsessive.
True, you're boy. You really know how to spin a yarn. Coming over with the axe and destroying the. I can see Drew's little Rolodex. Can't come up with a lawn jockey. Can't manufacture mailbox. Forget about front swing.
I was thinking front porch.
Lawn. Boy, Drew, you really you have quite a colorful palette you paint with there. Ashley.
Hi.
Hey, you're 16.
Yeah, basically, my story is, for like the last year, I've been going through these major mood swings, just like on and off. And like right now I'm fine, but it's like the last couple of weeks I've been really bad. Like I'll just start thinking about something.
When you say major mood swings, you mean down.
Yeah.
Swings down, not swings up and down.
Yeah.
Just down.
Okay. But
those are just dips, really.
Yeah, pretty much. But like, I'll just start thinking about something that just bugs me, and then like it'll just bug me even more and more, and I'll just like get to the point where I just like get all upset and anything makes me cry.
Give us an example of one of these things you're thinking about.
Like
Chechnya.
What?
No,
Okay.
I was playing a hunch.
Okay, whatever. Anyway,
sorry, whatever.
Like I'll start thinking like there's a guy that I met a long time ago that I was like seeing off and on, and like we're totally good friends now, and I'll think about that, and it's like I still totally like him, and whenever I think about like him with someone else or see him with someone else, that'll like upset me.
Yeah, I don't know. You seem people have endless energy for this sort of thought
at that age.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, you'll do it. I mean, I did it in my 20s easily.
It's not just that though, but like any other thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, like my dad, like he's not too healthy right now, I guess you could say. He's prone to like have a heart attack soon, and that like bugs me, and then like any little thing will bug me.
Well, you're doing what you do when you're depressed, which is you're thinking about negative things quite a bit and
I
really
know, but it's
obsessing on them.
It's been happening for so long. My mom's just like, oh, this is a typical teenager thing. You'll get over it.
It's possible, but it sounds like you're suffering.
Tell her so is suicide and drug abuse.
Well, I mean, I've thought about that too, but then it's just like something that'll happen. I'll be like, oh, forget it. I mean, is this totally normal?
You don't sound that effed up to me, but I don't want to deny you your feelings. I learned that in group therapy.
Yes. But
Adam, you're denying her feelings.
Transient suicidal musing, I suppose, could be normal, but I don't think you can ever assume it is. I would want someone who has suicidal feelings to be assessed.
All right,
we can't make that kind of assessment.
Sure, I know this is rare, but I've got to break wind. and I think we'll just throw it to commercial, and I'll go out in the parking lot. There's something brewing in me.
Oh, God bless you.
You see, I'm pretty
very polite and conscientious. I appreciate you thinking of my
No, I won't do it on the air. But maybe if I just did it, you could see if you could hear it or not. I won't do it in the mic.
Wait a minute. I thought you just said you were going to take it outside.
Hold on. Did that come through the air? Oh, okay. Well, we don't got to go to break now. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. It's really the only thing missing from radio.
What?
This is the scent. I feel better. I felt like I had kittens in my stomach for the last 20 minutes. What's that? Turn the heat up in here so we can really get it, really emulsify the fabric in the walls with it here. So when Lycus leans up against it in 11 hours, the fart will have a new life. All right, Drew, you want to take one? No. You want to take one more call?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? No. Apparently you're, you got the kids. You've been smelling that for a while. Lana?
Yeah.
You're 24.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
Okay, this is the question. I've been dating casually with this guy. He's 27. Sunday's his birthday. And our sex relationship is just really good. However, we've done everything, and I've done everything to him, and I guess he's done whatever to me. But the first time we went out, and sexually, and he tried going downstairs on me, I kind of pushed him away, and ever since then, he's never tried it again. And I don't want to sound weird, like telling him, go down there.
Right.
But, okay, this is the thing. Sunday's his birthday, and I was kind of...
Like, this is no gift. Having him perform oral sex on you? If you're talking about, wrapping your vagina or something?
No.
Good.
Listen, hear me out.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do, and I kind of want a man's point of view, I kind of want to perform in front of him with another female, actually handcuff him, and he's not going to know what's happening. What I'm going to do is...
I got a sweater vest this year, Drew. What'd you get for your birthday? You got a sock and a Thomas guide?
Can you hear me out?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, hear me out. Okay, he's going to be out for the evening.
Hold on, I feel another prisoner. I'm getting ready to escape here, Drew.
He'll be out for the evening.
Hold on a sec. I'll turn the mic away.
Let's go to break.
You guys didn't hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's hard to hear you over the sound of my own ass.
Hey.
I'm sorry. All right, so you want to... you know what? We got to go to break because we got to open the door.
Ugh.
I have a medical problem. I have irritable bowel syndrome. Do I not, Drew? Yes.
Evidently.
All right. Listen, Lana, we understand that you want to perform a lesbian act, or at least a simulated lesbian act in front of your boyfriend for his birthday. We commend that. We're putting you on hold, and we'll get into the details of that after this.
I began to float up and away from my body.
Lady, you better get back here. If you're not here when LoveLine returns, they're going to be pissed.
Float.
Hi, this is John Tesh, and you are listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
I know everyone thinks he's a geek, but I like that guy.
Oh, I do too.
Nice guy. Came in here, brought his kid with him.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been pleasanter.
Smart.
Get him back on one of these days. All right, when we left off, we're speaking to Lana. Lana's 24. I think her boyfriend's 27. They've been going out for... doesn't feel like a long time, but I can't remember how long they've been going out. How long you been going out with him?
It's going on 5 months.
5 months, okay. Which, to me, is just 1 month, because, as you know, I get rid of the first 4 months. Now, his birthday's coming up this Sunday, which is my people's Sabbath, and you want to perform this lesbian act for him.
No, well, see, this is... Okay, can you, just visualize this? And don't...
No, I will. Go ahead.
I want an opinion.
My eyes are closed. Go ahead.
Okay, what I plan on doing is having him brought home about 7 o'clock, and his roommate is going to let me decorate the house with candles and stuff. And when he gets there, I kind of planned on handcuffing him because I honestly don't want to see him touch another female because I do like him. However, when he's handcuffed and sat down, I kind of want to do a little dance for him. And then when I'm done, I'm going to tell him that I'm going to run over to the bedroom to get my toy, and my toy would be her on her knees and on a leash. Now, her and I would just do a little play thing together, and, you know, maybe she can probably go up to him and do a little wiggle dance on his lap or something, and then when her time's up, it's time for her to go. Okay, now...
And what is this supposed to
How do you know when her time is up, by the way?
Because I'm going to call...
Well, shut up, Drew. What are you talking about?
What is this? I'm calling escort service.
Oh, you're calling escort service?
Yeah.
And do you think, though, that you can screw around with the escort service girl?
No, well, okay, I have a lot of friends out in Palm Springs that are pretty, and they don't go and have sex. I'm not saying I want to have sex with her. I just want to play with her.
Right, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Right, all right. So you find this girl, you pay her, maybe it's someone you know?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
But would you still pay her?
Would I pay her?
Yeah.
I'm going to tip her for doing it for me.
What is this supposed to accomplish?
What do you mean? It's going to get the guy excited.
What is it?
I don't want advice. I just want a man's opinion if I should do it.
What is it? What do you think it's going to accomplish? What is your fantasy that this is going to do for you?
It's his birthday, and it's
Happy birthday!
It's the greatest.
Did you start out by saying something about wanting him to do something to you?
Was that this call?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is her. But the thing is that I'm pretty sure after we fool around and stuff, he's gonna be in the mood to where I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna make him.
Yeah.
Make him go down on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a very bizarre notion.
Yeah, she's 24.
Am I bizarre? See, maybe I shouldn't do it or what?
No. What the hell? Do it. You know.
To like it?
You guys aren't going to get married anyway, right?
No.
All right, so
Wait a
we're
minute.
not even really boyfriend and girlfriend. I have not had a boyfriend in like 3 years.
Do you want him to be your boyfriend?
Do I want him to be my boyfriend? We're more like best friends.
Do you want him to be your boyfriend?
No, I'm not ready for a boyfriend.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Because I got so much going for myself right now.
What are you doing?
Your lesbian friends in Palm Springs?
Yeah, what are you doing that's so important?
Well, I just did, I'm just getting into, like...
Video games?
No, internet things. I'm getting ready to pose for Penthouse and just little things like that. So I don't really have time to have a boyfriend, however.
Right, because,
my convenience.
being photographed in the nude is really, it puts constraints on the time, Drew. I don't know if you've ever done this
This
before.
is what I was picking up on. This is like, he's had some serious stuff in the past here.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
Any trauma, Lana?
No trauma.
Where's Papa?
My dad?
Yeah.
He's probably home asleep.
Okay. Did he drink himself to sleep?
No.
No. He ever...
I have no idea how I am. They think I'm like the perfect little daughter.
Right. Okay. All right.
But, I mean, I wasn't calling for advice.
No, I understand. You didn't want to open that Pandora's box.
No, I just want to know if
Listen, Lana. You guys aren't having a real serious relationship. You're not considering or thinking about making him your boyfriend for a multitude of reasons. She's very busy right now. She's got to be photographed spreading her ass. And, she's diddling around on the internet. And, Drew, I mean, you don't have time. Oh, wait a minute. You're married. You got a TV show, a radio show, a practice. You're on the board at the hospital. You got the triplets. And still find time for a relationship. Oh, my God. The point is she's not serious about the relationship or real serious. She wants to give the guy the present, he'll never forget. And this is the way to do it. What the hell?
But she is so involved in objectifying herself and denying her feelings that this is just more BS and more destruction of her own sense of herself, frankly, as a separate, full person. She's going to continue using this objectification technique as a way of dancing around relationships, quite literally.
Right. Well, this is being good looking. Double-edged sword. Lord knows I know, Drew. For years, I made my living on my looks. cleaning carpets.
Wow.
I was one of the better-looking carpet cleaners. I was one of the better-looking construction laborers. You know.
I can imagine.
Mike?
Yes.
You're 28?
Correct.
What's happening?
Okay, my question is more or less for Dr. Drew. And my question was, can herpes 2 turn into herpes 1?
What do you mean by herpes 2 and herpes 1?
Herpes 2 as in like, isn't herpes like a cold sore, canker sores?
They both are.
Like herpes simplex.
Right, okay.
You hear about herpes simplex 1 and 2, don't you?
Yeah, there are different viral subtypes that both occur in both places. There's really no distinction. You would not know the difference between 1 and 2.
Oh, really? Well, what is the difference between 1 and 2?
2 is a little more intense. Usually it's more associated with systemic symptoms like body aches and flu symptoms, and even a meningitis.
Speaking of number 2, Drew, I got something else coming on. Well, let me turn the mic away.
Otherwise, herpes 1 is somewhat more common on the mouth, and herpes 2 is perhaps more common.
Oh, it's that fruit salad, eh?
Okay.
But that's it. Otherwise, it's the same thing.
Okay, then what is the sexually transmitted disease?
They're both.
Oh, they are, okay. But, like, if you have, like, canker sores, which is herpes 1?
Sometimes.
Okay, so it can be herpes 1 or 2 then.
Well, let's just say you got 1 and a half.
Or neither.
For the sake of argument.
But if you give somebody oral sex when you have cold sores, you can definitely transmit that. Whatever you got.
Derek.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh?
Derek, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm 16 and my girlfriend's like into this S&M stuff. She just bought a whip. And she wants me to like whip her with it, like in the butt and stuff.
All right.
All right.
And I wanted to know if that was like, how many people like do that? Is it like common or?
It's not common.
Let me check my S&M demo map here of North America. There's a large cluster in New York and L.A., and then it thins out a little over the country. What part of the country, what city are you calling from, Derek?
Redmond, Washington, it's like around Seattle.
Around up Seattle. Hold on, let me follow the coast here. San Francisco.
San Francisco, oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, boy. It's really heavy in San Francisco. It starts to thin out as you get further north. Almost nothing going on in Alaska. But let me just come back a little bit. Canada. There we go. Yeah, there's 285 people in your town, your city.
In Redmond?
Yeah. Actually, I pick an even number. 286. They're currently engaging in this.
What's going on? What is your question exactly, Derek?
Well, I just wanted to know, like, I don't want to do it.
Then don't do it. It's a fetish some people need in order to function sexually. It suggests some level of dysfunction, but some people live a normal life and have that sort of preoccupation.
Quite frankly, she may have bought it just because she thought it'd be fun and be a turn-on for you anyway. So she may be happy that you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there's nothing wrong with, with playing around a little. Not everything has to be done. And, it's like I like basketball. I ain't playing for the NBA. I like to shoot a hoop around a little bit. Doesn't mean I'm going to quit my job. You know what I'm talking about?
Again, that's the sort of important question here. Does she need that to function? If she can't function without it, then you have a real fetish.
Right. Well, he'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a try. Have a little fun. Philip.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yes, I am.
What's going on there?
I got a masturbation problem, man.
Oh, yeah, man?
Yeah. Do I have what? Do I have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Just broke up.
I like when people sort of will their questions, my questions upon me.
Upon them.
Oh.
Right. Well, they will them to me, and then they somehow hear me asking.
Right.
You have a girlfriend then?
No, we just broke up.
I see.
Kind of messy. I don't want to talk about it.
What is your question?
But, my masturbation problem is about it hurts after like twice in one night.
Mm-hmm. Where does it hurt?
Huh?
Where does it hurt?
Around the neck, around what's the technical name for that?
The base.
Tube. What?
The base?
The shaft.
But the shaft is the whole area. Yeah. The base or the neck.
The base, but like inside.
I like the neck.
The urethra hurts?
Yeah, I guess that's what its technical name is.
That's the throat, yeah.
Right. Okay, the throat. There we go.
The throat.
That's the ostrich
throat. I got a
throat.
little bit of sharp pain at the top of the throat.
At the tip?
Base. A little bit at the tip, yeah.
But the pain eases up after the fifth time?
I haven't gone past 3.
Well, I mean, it's urethral irritation. It can be caused by infection. It can be caused by mechanical trauma. I don't know what you're doing to yourself there. It can be caused by prostate irritation. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean there's anything tremendously wrong. Just don't do that if it hurts.
Yeah. My days of the hat trick are well behind me. There will be no more trifectas going on in the Corolla house.
Why?
I don't have it in me anymore.
Quite literally.
You know what'll happen is I'll think, geez, and Mike, I know you've probably done this too. You think you've been sitting here looking at the computer porn for 2 hours instead of doing your job. You think, I haven't been at myself in like 3 days for one reason or another. When I get home, man, I'm going for 2, maybe 3. You do 1, and it's like, let's see. Let's get back to those green stamps and pasting those books. Got to win myself nice tea cozy. All right, a rowboat. Remember when you used to paste trading stamps or
S&M blue or green stamp, blue chip stamps?
Blue chip stamps. Oh, you used to get them when you filled up at the station.
Yeah.
Oh boy, those are the days. We'll be back.
Why don't you try rapping at this time?
Yo, kick some flavor and stuff, and LoveLine will be right back in a minute.
I'm sorry, that was really bad.
You're just not street like me.
WEBN.
All right. The Lords of Acid will be in here tomorrow night. And then the Tuesday night, the Chancellors of Heroin are coming.
Beautiful.
No. Lester Poindexter will be here on Tuesday. But tomorrow, Lords of Acid. I want to thank beautiful Lisa, lovely Sherry, the fabulous Angular One, producer Ann, and of course, the one nut wondered masturbation, the one-handed masturbation machine, Engineer Mike, for doing a wonderful job tonight. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are certainly opinions, that's for sure. If you'd like a written transcript of today's program, you probably should have written it down yourself. And if you did, we'd like a copy. Loveline producer Ann Wilkins.
This broadcast was copyright 1997 Westwood One Entertainment. This music is MXPX on Tooth and Nail Records.
Sit, Obo. Obo, stop dragging your butt across the carpet.